Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Journey Through the Cornellverse, and today we're going to go over one of my all-time favorite companies, Black Canvas Grappling. One man embodied the spirit of Golden Canvas Grappling more than any other, the legendary Yoshifuse Maeda, former 5-time champion who stayed loyal through thick and thin. However, when BCG joined the controversial Modern Japan movement in 2011, it just proved too much. Considering it an insult to both himself and the company's proud history, Maeda quit. Joined by his close friend Kazu Yoshisawa, Maeda founded Black Canvas Grappling as the true continuation of the Roaring Lion tradition. Although GCG have since collapsed, and both Maeda and Yoshizawa have retired, BCG continues to go from strength to strength under the new leadership of Naonobu Murakami. So this is a small company, 375,000 in the bank. You're based in Kansai. Take a look at your size. Kansai, you're a 54. Surrounding areas of Japan are 21, except for in Tohoku, Kanto, and Hokkaido, which you are an 11. US, you have a very small presence with 3. Same thing in Canada, Mexico, British Isles, you're 2. Europe, you're 2. Oceania, you're a 2. India, you are a 0. So to make that next step in size to medium, you have to get a 59 popularity in your home region of Kansai, so 5 more popularity points, and then 35 in either Chubu, Jugoku, or Shikoku. So it's not a horrible mountain to climb. Getting those 5 extra points in Kansai is probably going to be the harder of the two, because you can only really probably hit those at the monthly pay-per-view events or the monthly events. 21s that you need to raise to 35, that's going to be a lot easier. You're probably going to achieve that before you achieve that 59. Take a look at your coverage. You have small coverage across Japan and really no coverage anywhere else in the world. You're going to be on Shogun TV for your events, and your tour highlights are going to be on All Japan television. Minimum quality of 15 for your tour highlights and 30 for your big events. Taking a look at your events, this is all built again around that Japanese schedule of having a major event and then a tour set up around that event. So you're going to start off with Heritage, then you're going to work your way into a Tagmania tour, Fighting Spirit tour. This Grand Prix tour is a very big deal. This is a tournament that is based around Yoshifuse Maeda, and sometimes 8 days may not be enough depending on how you want to handle it. I booked this as more of like the G1 Climax, so I had added more days to this, created the round robin, and really made this a whole focus of basically the summer, early summer. Then you work into the Champions Tour. The Soul Survivor tournament's another, big tournament. This is usually an event that's headlined by a 4-way match. So you can create either a way to decide those 4 individuals, or you can just take your top 4 stars, put them in a match for the Soul Survivor. You then work into the Time Battle Tour, and then you start your trilogy of bigger name tours in the Rising Lion Tour, the Hunting Lion Tour, and the Roaring Lion Tour. This ends up with being your season finale with the Lion's Roar. Afterwards, you start over again with Strength Rush and Generations, at least storyline wise. Take a look at your product. It's wrestling as a sport. It's a stereotypical Eastern style. This is where wrestling is treated as a legitimate sport. Fans want to see good quality matches with none of the hoopla that is associated with the Western styles. You're not going to have any kind of face and heel strictly enforced. No weight division split. No stables, no managers used right now. You could obviously add that stuff in, but they're not something that is required. Fans are going to expect events to be 100% matches, TV shows 90% matches, and 10% angles. Matches are going to be rated on a match quality versus popularity ratio of 80 to 20 and 60 to 40, depending on what gets the best rating. So you're going to need those guys that can really work a match. They can have some popularity, even at the most, it's only going to be 40%. Still an important thing, but match quality is going to be much more important. And you can get away with guys that are potentially less popular, but are better workers in the ring. Bad thing is this style is going to be hard on the workers due to its physical intensity, the risk of injury from all these high impact moves. They will have a lot of injuries. Sometimes there'll be smaller time frame injuries. Sometimes you'll have guys out for a year or more. The fans will be upset by dangerous, controversial, or bloody match types. Matches less than 20 minutes will not be able to achieve world-class scores. Fans are going to expect important matches to be quite lengthy unless it's on a tour. Fans are going to want clean finishes to matches and will be upset by anything else. Overbooked matches are going to infuriate the fans. Certain match aims will be penalized. You can see some here: cinematic, high spot, eye candy, comedy, etc. Angles are going to need to be short or they're going to lose the crowd. Sex appeal is kind of not going to be something that you're going to use because it's either going to be severely penalized or it's going to be severely limited. Gimmicks are not going to have any kind of impact. You're going to have match aims that you need to use each show. One is going to be steal the show. The other one's going to be a technical masterclass. Fans are going to be put off by crazy bumps or stump bumps. A lot of this is going to be, I know the AI says they're going to book singles, tag teams, and trios matches. This would probably be a better use for a lot of tag teams, a lot of trios matches, multi-man matches that hopefully will keep that wear and tear down on your workers. We take a look at your roster and filter out anybody with 70 star quality or above. You can see you have some stars here at BCG. Guys like Bunraku Tori, Funakoshi, Giant Brody, Ichiro Mitsukuri, Kenpaku Kishi, Toyo Kinoshita, Logan Wolfsbane, Noguchi Furusawa, Neo Zangoto, Nobuyuki Kubo, Reizan Okamoto, Rokumon Matsushita, Suguru Imoto, Suki, Takanori Doi, Tenyuta Shisai, and Yoshinaka Taku. As you can see here, as we went through there's a lot of really skilled workers with good star quality. That'll really help you when you start becoming a bigger company. You may want to look at bringing in some guys on some touring contracts that might have some more star quality and sign them potentially to deals that will help you when you get to the bigger size companies. That's going to be further on down the line. We want to take a look at the top of your card. You're going to have guys like Big Bruiser Finley, who has a pretty decent amount of star quality, but it misses out on that 70 or above. He's a really good worker. A lot of good skills here in fundamental and physical, even primary and mental. Last Tacoma, his star quality is very poor. It's below average, but he has a ton of skills, and he's going to be a very good worker. They have established him as a top star. A star quality is going to limit you a little bit, I think, when you get to be a medium-sized company or above. Bunraku Tori has an amazing skill profile. He has really good fundamentals and physicals, primary and mental. Funakoshi is kind of the same way. Giant Brody, Obuchi Furusawa, Reizan Okamoto, Rokumon Matsushita, and Suki. We take a look at your mid card. You have a pretty decent mid card here. You have workers who still have quite a bit of skill and can put on good matches. Some guys that are young enough that can make that next step. You have guys like Animal Harker, Dynamite Narahashi, Genji Kasaka, who's really young, really talented. Ichiro Mitsukuri, same thing, he's only 24. Inijiro Yoshizawa, Kadenomaro Kamasaka, Kiyotaka, Koyoki Nishita, Naozan Goto, Nobuharu Yokokawa, Noritoshi Miura, Roku Sotomura, Shiraku Okamasa, Sojuro Sen, Suguru Emoto, Takanori Doi, Danu Tashisai, Yoshinaka Taku, and Yoshisada Matsuzara. Pretty good mid card, very dependable guys. If you take a look here at your unimportant type guys right now, these are going to be a lot of either young guys or guys that are imports from other places that just don't have the popularity in Japan yet. We still have some pretty good workers here. You have Akira Suzuki, Austin Smooth, really good looking worker here. Fundamentals, physically, mental, primary, performance. Star quality is a little bit average, but this will be someone who you can obviously, with that technical ability there, put on a technical masterclass with and get a pretty decent score. Iki Hosaka is another young BCG Trueborn. Really good skills. Paku Kishi. Logan Wolfsbane. I love Logan Wolfsbane. This guy has awesome skills. He can brawl. He can be a technical. He's going to be able to steal the show. Really good star quality. Good on the mic. The thing you got to fight would just be his popularity. Even it's growing. I can see this as being someone who you push and get maybe that Challenger Series title. Get a good reign with that. And then also start grooming him for the main event. You have Nobuyuki Kubo. Pretty decent, good worker with some good skills. He's only 21. Oda Yakuda. He's 35. So he's going to be the type of guy that you can just job him out to these young guys, potentially pass on skills and take whatever popularity you can. Quake is 23. He's a monster heel. He's talented fundamentally and physically. His star quality is pretty average. He has huge amount of menace. Thing that people don't like a lot about him and tend to get rid of him is the agitator attribute here. Stirs up a lot of drama, can be very negative on your backstage environment. You have Tetsuya Fujimoto, 22-year-old. Really good looking fundamentals right now. That primary is going to grow as he gets better and more experienced. Star quality is a little bit below average. He could potentially be a good member of the roster. Yutaka Ogata is 22. So you have a pretty good amount of youth here, the next generation of workers that you can add to the roster and start getting these guys, some time and experience in the ring. Some of them obviously are young lions, so they're going to have to eat pens until they get out of that phase. And then you have a few guys here that are outsiders that you're importing in and can do a lot of good things for your roster. So all in all, it's a pretty fun roster, pretty decent looking roster. There's a chance to add to this roster with other workers either outside Japan or inside Japan, bringing in for like a touring contract, see what they can do for your company, see if they mesh well with your workers and the product. Okay, let's take a look at your creative. So your franchise players are Reizan Okamoto, Mabuchi Furusawa, Rokumon Matsushita, and Funakoshi. Next big things, these are going to be the guys that are going to not only potentially be a star, but can carry the company. Takanori Doi, Koyo Kinoshita, and Yutaka Ogata. Prospects, valuable potential members of Black Canvas Grappling. You're going to have Naozan Goto, Koyo Kinoshita, Takanori Doi, Nobuyuki Kubo, and Quake. He's apparently a huge cancer. The game seems to like him as a potential star. People you want to do a promo when you have to do promos are guys like Suki, Reizan Okamoto, Takanori Doi, Pokemon Matsushita, Mabuchi Furusawa. Guys that can take and step their game up to a whole new level and steal the show. Reizan Okamoto, Suki, Funukuken Tori, Mabuchi Furusawa, Yoshinaka Taku. Guys who can carry the deadest of dead weight to a watchable match, your ring generals, Mabuchi Furusawa, Suki, Funakoshi, Big Bruiser Finley, Reizan Okamoto. You have quite a bit of people who are hot, have a lot of momentum on their side. And thankfully, nobody with bad momentum or a lack of momentum. So that's a good thing to see. We take a look at your booking team. You do have quite a bit of people here with some good booking skill that you can add, generate that CE. But just remember, you don't get that CE on events like the tours. You're only going to win that big events. Your inner circle is kind of a blank slate. The only person you have in any kind of position of power is Mabuchi Furusawa, who is a locker room leader. And you do have some pretty good candidates for each one of these roles. So just pick out the people that you would like to build a relationship with and hopefully get some loyalty from that worker. We don't have any stables. You don't have to run any storylines. You're not required, but obviously you could build storylines. And just remember, most of the storylines are going to be furthered by character development in the ring, angles potentially after the show in like an interview type segment, maybe a few angles here and there scattered throughout the show, but you're mostly going to run these storylines and character development through in-match and in-ring abilities. You take a look at your titles. You have 3 titles that are actual defendable titles, and then you have 2 that are your achievements and trophies. You have the Challenger Series title. The current champion is Takanori Doi. It's a belt that's designed to groom the next contenders for the world title. The Challenger Series is taken very seriously and will sometimes appear, actually it says very occasionally appear on tour shows as well as a way of selling extra tickets. Doi's reign's been going on for 168 days, 8 successful title defenses so far. Soul Survivor is a 45 prestige achievement. It was introduced in 2017. It was initially just an experiment. The Soul Survivor is awarded to the winner of an annual 4-way elimination match. Because it's something the fans don't see any other time of the year, it has a unique quality to it. Suki has won it the past 2 years, so that could be an ongoing storyline with you. And will he win it for the 3rd year? BCG World Title, 52 Prestige. The current champion is Rokumon Matsushita. So this has a very short but glorious history and has the benefit of being treated with absolute respect by everyone in the company, as any good world title should be. Matsushita's held the belt for 287 days and made 8 successful title defenses. He beat Funakoshi for that title. Your World Tag Team titles have a prestige of 38. Current 2-time champions, Kamasaka and Kiyotaka. Treated with huge respect, just like every BCG title. The World Tag Team belts are keenly prized, and associated title matches are often the highlight of the mid-card. It's been going on for 196 days during this reign, 6 successful title defenses so far. The last achievement you have is the Yosufu Sumeda Grand Prix, current prestige of 56. For many people, it's the highlight of the BCG year. It's a hard-fought single elimination tournament where the company's elite battle out for the biggest honor in BCG. I turned this from a single elimination tournament into a round-robin G1 Climax type tournament. Reizan Okamoto won it last year. A lot of these guys that have won this are the bigger name guys of the company. You're not going to have any child company or developmental. You do have a training facility, the Roaring Lion Dojo. It was set up by Yosafusa made it in June 2016. Once firmly established, Spartan in the extreme, as befits BCG's philosophy, it has made us hope that it will produce the talent that will help BCG thrive over the coming decades. Training level facility is at 28%. The higher that is, the better the students. It's at 20% currently, so we would get 2 workers expected to graduate every year. And then here is the following styles that the Roaring Dojo teaches. Guys, I love BCG. I can't wait to potentially do another save with them. I have an offline save with them already, but leave me any tips and tricks that you guys might have for BCG. What do you guys do? Do you bring in a lot of people in these touring contracts, see how they perform, and then potentially sign them? You just bring these guys in to continually have some rotation into your roster? And do you book with the multi-man and tag matches, or do you kind of do like a mix where you just have singles matches, tag matches, whatever you would like to do? If you guys want to leave those in the comments, while you're there, give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to the channel. But I hope that you're enjoying this series so far. This has been Journey Through the Cornellverse. Today we looked at Black Canvas Grappling. I'm Last Son. Keep playing, guys. Stay awesome. And I'll see you in our next video.